video of me too. Alright, so today we are making saltwater taffy. Our first attempt did not go so well. It turned to hard something none other. So, anywho,
crumbly candy.
We added citric acid too late, and it decided to get really hard and soft at the same time. It's kind of odd. But now we are doing it again. We also forgot like corn syrup, so we got that now too. So we're gonna go ahead and add in our ingredients. That was sugar, butter, and then we've got cornstarch, and then we got sea salt, and we've got citric acid. We're going to go ahead and add in our corn syrup as well. Might have been the first thing to do, but you know, it's okay. It's all going in the same place. Where's my spoon? Give me your spoon. Just go ahead and try to get all of that out. Or most of it anyway. Okay. Use that again later. That can go in there. All those are added. So now we add our water. Water's in. We want to put that over a low heat while we get it mixed in. Alright. So go ahead and get it stirring. It's okay to stir at the beginning. You're going to want a cup of warm water as well with a brush to wash down the sugar crystals, but that'll really start more when you start getting up to temp. But right now we're just trying to dissolve the sugar and the other things into it. Make sure to add it at the beginning so that way it has plenty of time to cook in. Okay, that's still going to be doing that. And right here, we already used half a dram. This is a dram. It's strawberry kiwi. So we already used half of it to try to make this before, and we failed a little bit, but that's okay. We learned from failure. So we're going to add the other half of it in. I'm going to keep the dram bottle. It's just cute. Okay. Where's our green coloring? Over here. We can go ahead and drop in a few drops of coloring. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 sounds good. Why not 4? Alright, so now we are just stirring and dissolving, melting the butter, all of these good things. You can stop it now. So right now, I've got all those ingredients in here. Flavor, color, butter, cornstarch, water, granulated sugar, light corn syrup, and sea salt. All in here, dissolving, and we are just about dissolved. I see a couple of little bitty flakes that will probably dissolve more when you start ramping the temperature up, but not too fast. We don't ramp it up too fast. So, being at altitude, normally we do this at 255, but being at altitude, we are doing it at 245 degrees. So, I've got this handy thermometer here, and we're going to get this in and get it going.
Put it in like this on the side so that they can see it.
Okay, as you say, boss. She's so bossy.
I'm not bossy.
But she is.
But I'm not.
Okay, so
It's going out.
we are not touching the bottom. That's what this handy nifty clip is for here. So we're just touching the candy so we actually get a good reading.
I kind of zoomed in.
Okay.
So I can see.
Alright, so now we are turning up the temperature. Probably just 7. And then we're going to let that sit and do its thing while I wash down some sugar crystals here on the sides. So I was kind of stirring it vigorously, trying to get the stuff to break down. And so sugar got all up in here. So it'll start to form a crystal if you don't. You don't want crystals in your
candy.
Unless you're making hard candy, then it doesn't really matter, but it does.
Like that candy. That candy's sort of hard candy.
Nah, it's kind of soft hard. It's weird.
It's soft hard.
That's a weird candy. It's like those big peppermints. Okay. Got our pouring station already greased and ready. I'm going to get gloves on because it's not going to take that long to get going.
Gloves, those things over there.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Alright, so it wasn't that long ago, but we're bubbling now. So we're not necessarily focused on the bubbles, but on the temperature. So right now we are about 200 degrees. And we got to get to 245.
I don't know what happened.
There you go. Well, I was just trying to focus it. Don't. Just stop right there. Okay, see right now we're about 200. We're trying to get all the way up to softball. Actually, just a little bit past that. We're trying to get to 245 degrees. I'm over here still getting my gloves on. Getting ready to get poured out and everything like that.
It's hot.
Candy is a hot process.
Don't break your
Very
glove.
high temperatures. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and use some Baker's Joy.
Look, it's pink.
I'm gonna go ahead and use some Baker's Joy to spray my glove for handling the candy. Just kind of do a little bit of extra on one hand and then rub them together. You don't need it. I've already got it. That's what I just said. Put it down. Okay, so where are we at now?
It's very pink at the bottom.
It's about
That's great.
230-ish. No, I take that back. About 210, 205. So right now we're just waiting for all the water to boil out. Not all the water, we still need a little bit.
It's just about at 100.
No, we're over here. This is Fahrenheit on the left.
Okay, it's almost.
It's 200 and coming up on 210.
Yep.
Zoom back out, please.
There we go.
Okay.
I don't know what we're supposed to be watching.
That's okay. I can also edit this and cut parts out that I need to. You can also go ahead and stop it if you want. Alright, so we are just about at 240. We're coming up on 240 right about now. Okay. So we need it about 5 degrees more. Stay out of the way. Back over. Turn toward you a little bit. Okay.
Still a little bit hard to see.
1, 2, 3, 4. Once it gets to the 3.
It's just about there.
It is just about there. Okay, so I've got a pot of hot waters because you don't want to break your thermometer.
Yeah, don't break your thermometer.
We're going to go ahead and kill the heat. Pull this up. Now,
we still have this for when it's ready.
yep. So we're gonna go ahead and pour. Whew. It's a beautiful sound. Okay. So now this needs to cool
Let's make it stop bubbling.
so that I can handle it.
Yeah. At the end, we'll show you the difference between this and that.
Oh, hey. Okay.
Quick.
No, you're fine.
I said quick.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and try to... Oh,
All jiggly and wiggly. It's almost like Jello, but it's not Jello.
it's gotta cool down.
A little bit. You're not gonna flip it or anything?
Not yet. It's not cold enough to do that just yet. Just trying to gather it in the center.
My ear feels weird.
Look at that.
You just kind of lift it up and drop it.
It's hot. Even that little bit on my finger was still just like scalding hot. Cool down. Alright, we're gonna go to a break here and let this cool down. We'll be back with you after it's ready to play with.
There we go.
Okay, so we've got hopefully what's gonna be Taffy. It's not quite cool all the way yet. So right now I'm just kind of spreading. I'm gonna start folding. Trying to get some of these air bubbles out of here so that I can add my own air bubbles later. So you can see how runny that is. Which Taffy shouldn't quite do that. Should be a little bit.
Runny.
When I stack it up like that, how it just kind of melts back down.
Yeah, that is
It
runny.
shouldn't quite melt down that fast. Because if it's running that fast, then I won't be able to hold it in my hands.
To make the shape of
Just start
Taffy.
pulling it, yeah.
Okay, well. Still just waiting for it to harden up a little bit. It sort of looks shiny.
Well, this is like a clear shiny. We want an air bubble shiny.
Air bubble?
Yeah, it'll turn to an opaque.
Like a light green or something?
Or something.
You made a ball? A Laffy Taffy ball.
It ain't Taffy yet. So I'm trying to push it through the air to help cool it down a little bit. I'm also afraid if I start pulling it before it's fully cool, that's going to happen again.
That.
Yeah. I don't want that to happen again.
It doesn't really seem too much liquidy now.
See how it's running?
Yeah.
That's still pretty liquidy.
If you're wondering what that noise is, that's our cat. He's playing with this weird soundy toy thingy. still runny. That looks fun. Is that fun?
Kind of is. It's not a normal feeling. You know, you're playing with something solid and then you stop and it starts running.
It sounds fun. And it looks fun. It's like ooey gooey.
It's very hot,
Stuff.
ooey gooey stuff.
Okay, hot ooey gooey stuff. Very hot ooey stuff.
Alright, so I kind of started pulling it.
Kinda. It's still a little bit liquidy.
And it's sticking to my hands.
And you might want to, next time you pull stuff, you might want a bar thingy, like the video.
A hook? Yeah, I would love to have a hook. Or a taffy puller even.
Or something. Using your hands looks fun, but it also looks tiring.
It's just kind of warm. See how it's getting like little air bubbles in here? And it's getting shiny? Like, not clear shiny, but bubble shiny?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's what we want. It feels like this is actually going to stay as more of a taffy than get hard,
So almost,
which is very nice.
almost there yet. Almost there now.
Not yet. Once it actually gets, you'll see a big change in the color when it's actually ready.
Big change.
A big change. Oh, hello. Okay.
Either that's just the candy, or I can hear a whole bunch of bubbles popping.
No, it's my gloves. That's the candy sticking to my gloves.
Oh.
And that would be the cat.
That's definitely the cat. The kitty's really loud. It'd be super easy if we could mute the kitty. But we can't mute the kitty.
See how the color's changed?
Yeah, it's more shiny and shiny.
So when you're pulling candy like this, taffy or even hard candy, it's making little air bubbles that get trapped in the candy. Which makes it change kind of from a clear to an opaque.
Much more shiny.
And it's still really warm, so not quite cooled off. So like if I were to try to cut this and roll this and stuff right now, it'd be very difficult and probably upset me a little bit. But we are getting cooler. It's actually handleable now, and I can actually pull it without it trying to drip super far to the ground on me. So
you want me to add this yet?
no, that's going to be closer to the end.
Closer to the end?
Yep. Just because if we add that, and then the red and green will actually mix instead of stripe, and we want it more striped. So when this gets a little bit cooler, we will add that in. So I'm going to be doing this for probably another 10 minutes, pulling this candy, this taffy. So we're going to go to a break, and we'll come back when we're a little bit closer to the time. Alright, so we are very close. This is a very tiring process, just so you know. So you don't get into it and end up wanting to stop. It's not as hard as pulling hard candy, because believe me, that's a whole lot harder. But it does create a nice little forearm workout for you still. Alright, so if you want to, go ahead and add in this pink.
Okay. I'll go ahead and add in this pink. I don't really.
It's okay. You getting it?
I got it.
Okay. Take the cap off.
Cap is off. Got the pink.
Right, so
It's all opened.
go ahead and add it on quickly. Just a few drops. 1, 2, come on. 2, one more. 3, okay.
Okay. It worked.
Alright.
I'm gonna close up this thing now.
Now,
You're gonna be seeing blackness for a second. Okay.
alright, so now we've got some stripes running in through here.
Stripes.
And we don't want to pull
Is it?
too much. See?
Oh, there is stripes.
Yep. This isn't the prettiest Laffy Taffy or the prettiest Taffy. I can't say Laffy Taffy because that's trademarked. And we are not Laffy Taffy. We are Hom Taffy. Homemade Taffy right now.
You can call it the home taffy.
That's probably already taken as well.
Oh,
I don't know. I haven't searched.
I can search.
No.
Okay, you can search.
Okay, so now that we've got this
It could be called the happy taffy,
Happy Taffy. Alright.
if that isn't already taken.
So now that we've got our taffy,
We've got our strips of paper and stuff.
kind of want to get it. Go ahead and pull some off here.
I'll fold it. Let me do a little bit of stuff with it. Then he's gonna wrap it up in one of those.
So right now we've got this here and
This thingy.
so
Bread-looking thing. Sort of looks like bread, like dough.
I'm gonna cut off some pieces here. You don't want them to be touching each other because at this point they'll still just kind of essentially melt back into each other or stick to each other. So
They are sort of melting.
try to keep them away from each other. I'm just cutting off roughly about 1 inch pieces. The scissors are also, there's Baker's Joy on them, just so that when I'm cutting the candy, it doesn't stick. Exactly.
Also, they look like tiny little pillows.
Some of them, yeah. Okay.
The long ones don't really look like pillows.
So now, I'm going to take this.
Did you think I cut them a little bit too big?
Well, maybe some of them, but that's okay.
I don't really know how big to cut them. At the end, are you going to unwrap them and put them in bags or something?
No. With saltwater taffy, you just kind of roll them up. Although this is being very difficult with gloves on.
I can do it. I have gloves on.
Twist the end. Twist the end. There's one finished saltwater taffy.
And there's like a billion more to go.
With this one, I'm going to taste it. I want to see how good it is.
Can I have a piece? That didn't really work. It's all stringy now.
That's your piece.
Yay. Ow. Ow. It's definitely some kind of taffy.
Is it good?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I was kind of just taking the string off of my finger.
That is.
It tastes good.
It does taste good.
Although it is not the color it was supposed to be.
No. I think I stretched it too many times. It became like an opaque brown or something. I don't know. But it's good. It tastes good. Probably should have used the entire dram, but if I had, then we wouldn't have strawberry kiwi. There's just not a whole lot of flavor left in it. But it still tastes good.
It still tastes good. It tastes like a candy. Kind of stretching it out and cutting it. That one is a little bit long.
Yeah, but it's thin.
Some of these look like long pillows we have. These, I think, were supposed to turn out like almost that color. But they turned out.
Well, since we added we added the pink.
The pink did that?
Yeah, it turned it from green to this color. Because what is red and green? It's kind of an orangish.
Orangish, I guess.
But like I don't know, it's kind of a weird orange.
This is what they're all gonna look like. I'm gonna package up and whoops.
You're gonna not drop on the floor.
Hey, at least the candy's safe. Hold on a second. Get all the stuff off it. Twist. Okay. We're back. Almost there. But it still needs to wrap all of them. Hey, can I help wrap?
You most definitely can.
Okay. I don't know where to put this. I can figure out something.
So that is our tutorial on saltwater taffy. Make sure you use plenty of flavoring because if not, you won't get a whole lot.
If you were able to taste it, it tastes good.
It does taste good still. It's just the flavor is a little more in the background than up front. And that concludes our tutorial.
That's really long.
Thank you. Bye.